Burke, please call the roll.
Mayor Messer,
Here.
Vice Mayor Norris, Mr. Sellers, Mr. Smith,
Here.
Mr. Lamoureux. Here. Mrs. Eggers,
Here.
Mr. Cope.
Motion to excuse Mr. Sellers, Mr. Norris, Mr. Cope.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you. Please join us for the invocation and pledge.
Bow your heads with me, Lord. I just thank you so much for this day. Thank you for an opportunity to serve you and our fellow citizens, friends and family, Lord. Just pray that you bless this evening. Thank you most of all for Jesus. Your name I pray, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
In consideration of council work session meeting minutes, May 15th, 2023. Can I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burke?
Mrs. Eggers,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Messer,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux.
Yes.
Consideration of council meeting minutes, June 13th, 2023. Can I get a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Burke?
Mrs. Eggers,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Messer,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux.
Yes.
Moving on to regular items, I think you will see in your agenda packet, the ordinances are going to be some that are mislabeled as 2022. Just note that I'll be reading those as 2023 as we move through. Ordinance number 2023, I almost screwed up the first one, -055.
Ordinance number 2023-055, approving the goals and key objectives for 2024.
This ordinance adopts the 2024 City Council Goals and Objectives, which establishes policy guidance for key projects, programs, and initiatives to pursue in 2024.
Can I get a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments here? Mr. Burke, please call roll.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux,
Yes.
Mayor Messer.
Yes. New business, resolution 2023-056.
Resolution number 2023-056, approving an LPA agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation, authorizing the city to manage the Bowman Trail extension project.
This resolution authorizes an agreement with ODOT for the construction of a shared-use path from Mound Street up to Monroe Road. The city has secured a federal grant to help support a portion of the construction expenses.
Can I get a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, questions? Mr. Burke, please call roll.
Mr. Lamoureux,
Yes.
Mayor Messer,
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers,
Yes.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Ordinance number 2023-057.
Ordinance 2023-057, establishing community reinvestment areas 10, 11, and 12 under the city's CRA program, and amending Chapter 159 of the codified ordinances, and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance authorizes the addition of CRAs number 10, number 11, and number 12, which encompasses the corridors of Columbus Avenue, West Main Street / Cincinnati Avenue, and East Main Street to facilitate redevelopment and investment under the post-1994 program requirements.
Can I get a motion for a first read?
So moved.
Second.
Ordinance number 2023-058.
Ordinance number 2023-058, authorizing an agreement with TATMAN Associates Incorporated in the amount of $705,000 to supply busing and switches for the Gloucester Road substation project and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance approves the purchase of supply busing and switches from TATMAN Associates Incorporated for the Gloucester Road substation project, which will increase Lebanon's electric distribution capacity and improve system reliability for the West Service area.
Can I get a motion for a first read?
So moved.
Second.
Ordinance number 2023-059.
Ordinance 2023-059, authorizing an agreement with the Siemens Energy in the amount of $552,900 to supply the circuit breakers for the Gloucester Road substation project and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance approves the purchase of a 69 kV circuit breakers from Siemens Energy for the Gloucester Road substation project, which will increase Lebanon's electric distribution capacity and improve system reliability for the west service area.
Motion for first read?
So moved.
Second. Ordinance number 2023-060.
Ordinance number 2023-060, authorizing an agreement with Pennsylvania Transformer Technologies in the amount of $2,636,752 to supply the power transformers for the Gloucester Road substation project and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance approves the purchase of a 67 kV 12.47 kV power transformers from Pennsylvania Transformer Technologies for the Gloucester Road substation project.
Can I get a motion for first read?
So moved.
Second. Ordinance number 2023-061.
Ordinance number 2023-061, authorizing an agreement with Siemens Industries in the amount of $2,742,348 for the construction of the Power Control Center in the Gloucester Road substation and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance approves an agreement with Siemens Industry for the construction of the Power Control Center for the Gloucester Road substation.
Can I get a motion for first read?
So moved.
Second.
Ordinance number 2023-062.
Ordinance number 2023-062, approving a lot consolidation plat for the Legacy Landing development on North Mechanic Street, which will allow for the transfer of property for the development and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance approves a lot consolidation plat for Legacy Landing as recommended by Planning Commission. Multiple parcels will be combined to create a single lot of record for a clean transfer of the property.
Motion for first read?
So moved.
Second.
And finally, ordinance number 2023-063.
Ordinance number 2022-063, authorizing a development agreement with JCS Broadway Holding Company LLC for the development of 535 North Broadway and declaring an emergency.
This ordinance approves a development agreement with JCS Broadway Holding Company LLC for the sale of city-owned property located at 535 North Broadway Avenue for $150,000. Plans include building and site improvements to support multiple businesses and organizational uses in the building.
Motion for a first read?
So moved.
Second.
So as you hear there were a lot of ordinances that were declaring emergency, but since we only have 4 members here tonight, we'll be putting these on our next agenda as voting items. So that's why there is that slight discrepancy this evening. Discussion items?
Yeah, just want to remind folks that the city's Independence Day celebration is on Monday, July 3rd. We'll kick off with a parade through downtown Lebanon at 4 p.m. and then transition up to the Light Up Lebanon event up in Colonial Park West from the hours of 6 to 10 with fireworks capping it off at 10 p.m. And then as the mayor mentioned, the next meeting of City Council will be a work session on Wednesday, July 5th at 7 p.m. Where we will have the items here on as a voting agenda items.
Very good.
That's all I have, Mayor.
And then did we have the Doc's Place liquor license also? Can I get a motion to proceed without a hearing for the liquor license?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Executive session? Nope.
No, Your Honor.
Very good. Jacob Shaw, I know you guys are all here tonight. I didn't know if you guys wanted to speak to the ordinance at all.
No, I mean, obviously, we wanted to vote tonight.
Yeah.
But, we understand, some council members out of town and so forth. But, yeah, we just want to show our support of our plan, our vision, and moving forward as quickly as possible.
Very good. Well, thank you for coming. We'll be working on that next Wednesday. So we'll pass it next Wednesday. Mr. Smith, you got anything for us tonight?
Well, I want to congratulate our new fire chief, Ryan Dipzinski. Pronouncing that correctly?
You did,
So congratulations to Ryan. We have a lot of exciting things happening in our community regarding our Division of Fire. And as we've mentioned multiple times up here, this fall here on our city-wide ballot, we have the fire funding issue that's going to be coming up. So it's nice to have a new fire chief to go along with this momentous time for our city. And as we've mentioned also before, we really hope that the community, after hearing the necessity for this funding for our fire department, will come out in support of that and vote yes on that issue. I want to say to JCS, and as regards to the North Broadway Development Project, it is something that has been in the works from before my time on council, and I want to say that after hearing you guys present and having the opportunity to chat with you, I'm really excited about this project, and I want to commend you for your diligence and patience throughout this process. And I think that this has the opportunity to be a really good investment for our community, more than just a business, but an actual cause. So just want to say that to you all. And then there's some items on here that aren't really flashy or sexy, so to say, but they are kind of the nuts and bolts of what we do here on council, such as the Gloucester Road substation, the Bowman Trail extension, the community investment areas. For me, being a self-professed nerd, these types of things are exciting, but these aren't the types of things that, apologies to Ed, aren't really headline grabbing. But I think it's nice when members of our community come out to, see what it is that we do here on council and take part in the process. And then Independence Day coming up, as was mentioned, it is on the 3rd, not on the 4th, our parade, and would really love to see as many community members come out as possible. For me personally, after Christmas and Easter, I think Independence Day is probably my third favorite. No, never mind. My wife's birthday is my third favorite. Independence Day is my fourth. So I have a tradition. I like to read the Declaration of Independence on Independence Day. So I think that it's never a bad time to read the Declaration, but there are some times that are better than others. And I think Independence Day is always a good time to do that. So if anybody would like to do that, I think that would be good. And then come out and join us for the parade. That's all I got.
Thanks, sir.
Had my list. He covered it all.
There you
We'll
go.
say it again.
Say it again.
Say it again. Okay. Again, we're looking forward to seeing everyone at the parade on Monday. It's always fun to just see all the smiling faces and all the people so happy and go through town and all that. It's a lot of fun. I also wanted to say congratulations to our new fire chief, Ryan Dipzinski. I had the privilege of having sort of a day of a ride-along and a visit and dinner and things like that at the fire department a few months ago, and he was there that day, and I was very impressed by him and everyone that I was there with that day. So I'm really glad to see that he's who we've chosen. I love it when it's an internal candidate who people know within the department. They already have those relationships built, and that we can honor that individual who has been here with us already. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he takes the department forward. He's got a good foundation of the new building. We're working on the fire levy, moving to this full-time staff program. So I think there's a lot of things in place that are going to make it really good, and he's going to be the icing on the cake. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I wanted to say thank you for your patience to Script Coffee and the Shaw family. I know nothing here moves quickly or nearly as quickly as you would want it to, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast sometimes. But I'm not a coffee drinker, but I'm looking forward to you being here because I think it's going to be great because I'm in the minority, I know that. And I think, the organizations working together and you guys being there as, providing drinks and, maybe snacks or something in the future, I think it's going to be a really nice hot spot for people. And I'm just looking forward to seeing all of this, come to fruition. And for your ministry, I want to say thank you for sticking in there. It's not always easy to hang in there when we have callings. And I would say all of us up here and those of us that are missing also know that, and you need to be honored for that. So thank you for doing that. I know you've been through a lot with this process, and I just want to thank you for hanging in there and for what you're doing for not just the kids in our community, for everyone, because when you impact the kids, you impact our whole community. So keep hanging in there. Good job to you guys. So I'm looking forward to voting yes on that, and I'm looking forward to just seeing the change there. The building looks terrible. We all know that. And I'm looking forward to not just, what's going to happen there with the kids and the community, but it just being a little beacon on the hill up there. So that's all I've got for today.
I hate to just repeat everything you guys said, but maybe I'll go backwards.
Do it in a different order.
Looking forward to seeing you guys get it up and running for 535. It's going to be a great thing. Congratulations to the new chief. It's always nice to get a leadership position filled. Seems like it's hard to find good people, and like to echo what Ms. Eggers said, it's great to have an internal candidate. It seems to me that would help the camaraderie. And then lastly, happy Independence Day. Come out to pray for good weather. Come out and celebrate and I guess also don't forget to remember the men and women that have sacrificed a ton over the years on our behalf. So that's all I've got.
First, I was over at the Pleasant Square Park and the new park that we just finished. It's fantastic. Staff did a great job with its design. There were kids over there playing. The turf is great. Really brings that area up. Needed to be brought up. Again, congratulations to the new fire chief. There were 20 applicants, and he pushed his way all the way to the top. We kind of did something a little bit different this time in the interview process. We actually had a third party give us their opinion on the top three, and then we kind of developed the winner from that. So it was a very good process, and we have the best guy for the job. On to the fire levy. We have multiple things that are coming up as far as like a speaking schedule. But these are just a couple that might be a little bit harder for you to hear if you're not in an HOA or one of our social clubs like the Rotary or Kiwanis or things like that. We'll be on the City Show August 14th at 2 p.m. So that will be secondary to the meeting that we had a couple months ago, to kind of go through this again and get even deeper into why we're doing it and how we're trying to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. We're going to do in-person discussions in the morning at Coffee Caravan and coffee discussions, August 24th at 7:30 a.m. and then October 19th at 7:30 a.m. And then we'll have 2 more public discussions at the fire station, August 31st at 6 p.m. and then September 21st at 6 p.m. And then finally, there's another fire open house. You can come and welcome our new chief, October 14th. So there's just a couple of dates to keep in mind as we move forward with this funding apparatus for our fire department. So with that, I'll entertain a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
Very good. Mr. Burke, please call the roll.
Messer,
Yes.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Mr. Lamoureux,
Yes.
Mrs. Eggers.
Yes. Is that a record?